Hello, my name is Michael O'Keefe, aka The Movie Wizard. If you enjoy this interview and want to hear more top-notch film industry conversations, please press the thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell to stay in the know. Alright, hello Shirley Chen, Los Angeles, Will Madden, and Danny Madden. What are all of your number one reasons to watch Beast?
Ooh, number one reason to watch Beast. To get another viewpoint on things. Right, to think critically about the things that might just kind of pass through your news feed, to look a little deeper.
Yeah, I would say right up piggybacking off that, if you're looking to be a bit challenged and to be maybe a bit, to be a bit shook in your perspective, whatever it may be coming in, there's a good chance it may be.
I was just gonna say some cool acting and skateboarding.
That's true.
Indeed.
Yeah. To see Jose do some really awesome tricks that you can't see on YouTube, to see all of our cute faces, and to understand this interview that we're currently doing.
Yo.
Nice.
God damn.
Excellent.
Yeah, Jose's got some moves. When you go down the escalator, that was insane.
That is a good move, Jose.
Got him. All right. So what did you guys do to prepare for your roles?
All right, I'll do a quick version. Yeah, for me, it was being believable as a gun dude. You know, it was training with some veterans and some firearms experts. Daniel and I in Peachtree City before shooting trained with some guys that took us to the shooting range and showed us a whole array of firearms, technique, etiquette, different drills, and really kind of drilled into me as much as they could in the short amount of time we had. And that was kind of the research portion. And then there's, just trying to mine yourself and take from the world to find your way into this sort of imaginative reality of what it's like to be this guy in these situations, to put it kind of broad brushstroke wise. It's just like, how do I just imagine myself there and all the crazy acting exercises that go with that?
Yeah, I think for me, luckily, who Krista is really close to who I am in terms of we both were high school theater kids and all that, and a lot of her personality, I think, it fits who I am in real life. So that kind of character work, I think, was mostly Will's arena. But I think it was a lot of figuring out what worked for me. It was my first time being a lead in a feature. And I learned that music worked really well for me in terms of getting in the zone. And a lot of rehearsals with Will, Jose, and Danny leading up to the more dramatic scenes too, while we were in Georgia, for sure.
Rehearsals, reading 100 pages, and memorizing the lines.
And the moves came naturally.
The moves came. Yeah, that was the easiest part for Jose.
Yeah.
And I would say just to kind of like wrap all of that up, it was so much for us was about through all of these processes, like just establishing like an air of trust that we could have on set, because everyone goes very deep with this movie. I'm like very proud of like how sincerely the emotion comes off on screen, and everyone did such hard work. And I feel very lucky that they like trusted me with that.
Fun. So was this a fun shoot? Did you guys hang out a lot? Tell me about that.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Summer camp, baby. Summer camp 2018.
It was summer camp, Michael. There was a place that we rented called the Bijou Stables. That was where most people lived in the production, the cast and crew.
It was a flop house.
It was a flop house. That's sort of where not only did we shoot a bunch of locations, but like most people lived and ate and sort of just lived together.
And Ben Wiesner, our lead producer, who's carrying the movie on his shoulders most of the time, we'd come back at 3:30 in the morning on our weird schedule. We'd feel like it's dinner time. And then we'd walk in the house and the kitchen smells great. And we're like, what's going on here? He's like, oh guys, I put a pork roast in the oven 8 hours ago before we left. And then he pulls out this like tender, soft, sweet meal. And we're just like, oh. And so it was that, we were spoiled. Ben was cooking incredible meals and we always had music playing. People are dancing, even though everyone, like some of the producers or art department's working on something, the producers are typing up location agreements, and it was just we kept it. It was very fun. It's definitely, I make the argument for filmmakers to go film away from the city where you live and where most of the crew lives, because it's all encompassing, and then all these beautiful ideas emerge just over the dinner table, or when you're brushing your teeth and sharing a bathroom with another collaborator. You know what I mean? It's like it really keeps everyone in the film in a really beautiful way.
Because like there's that camaraderie in the movie, and you would think that there was some sort of it came out of some sort of osmosis, right? Like it had to be like some natural environment things going on.
But everyone clicked really, and Shirley can attest to this. Everyone would click into serious mode when it was time, and give Shirley would go hug a pillow and listen to sad music for 20 minutes to prepare for a heavy scene. And then when she'd walk in, the path is cleared, everyone's silent around her, giving her like everyone respected each other's craft, like really with such spirit, it was great.
Cool. So for the actors, how long have you guys been acting, and are you happy that this movie made it to Sundance, for God's sake?
I grew up acting, actually. Grew up in Washington State, so closer to Canada, but I would come to LA for the summers with my family, and I would audition for commercials. And then in middle school, my mom moved with me to support my dream of acting. And I went to a performing arts high school where I studied theater, and now I'm in college and I'm still acting. So I kind of grew up auditioning for film and TV and commercials. And when I got into Sundance, I was in college. I was on campus. It was like in November, I think. Danny, right? I don't know, when he called me, and I was just that was the best news that I could have ever heard. Especially to find out that I didn't have to be stuck in school. Like I got to have this amazing experience. All my loser friends were like, gonna have more school. But no, that's not even. I mean, getting to experience Sundance at any time is such a treat, something that people dream for so long for. So I was just lucky at all to get to be a part of it, especially in a year when a lot of festivals ended up getting canceled. It was really a beautiful time. Yeah.
And for me, Danny and I have been making short films since we were children, and then, went to study theater in college, did theater professionally in Boston for a while, and then been in LA acting and film stuff. And to do Sundance was a dream. It was like a totally crazy, surreal experience, and ultimately just like a gift to be able to like tell everyone who busted their butts for months and months and years, some people, to be like, here's sort of this validation from, sort of from the industry in a way that you rarely get. So like that was a special gift that was sort of a dream for anyone. It feels sort of like a peak in a way.
I'd say for me, for like the first time I remember acting was like 2015, doing this like short film called I Hate the Color Red. It was like really brief, but this movie was like the first time, like kind of like a lot of acting. But I did like little ones, and it led to this.
Great. All right. Well, Danny, where did the inspiration come from for this movie?
I describe my brain like this sort of like landfill of ideas and like, conversations and like, news articles that I've read, and it all just kind of like heaps into this mountain, right? And every now and then I'll kind of go and pick around and scavenge some little things and say, oh, what about this? And what if that goes with that? And I think it was just particularly like how I was feeling at the end of 2017 or early 2018. And like that these kind of three stories just started to come together, and I thought, what if they intersect, and what is the way that they intersect? And it was basically like three sort of independent stories, and I thought, what if we twirled them together, so that's something that but also it felt like it was time to do a feature. I'd been making short films for a dozen years, and we were just figuring out, we had all worked on a film called Thunder Road the year before. And that was, Jim Cummings is a close collaborator of mine since 2005. And so it was like, okay, I helped him on that movie, and he turned around and he's like, your turn, man, let's go, And so I was like, okay, well, I've been kind of messing with these ideas. And so just to have that kind of same support system, and Ben Wiesner produced both those films, and the Vanishing Angle folks, Matt Miller, and it was really cool. It just kind of like the opportunity was there, and we said, hey, we have this model for making a cheap movie, or make a movie cheap. Well, let's call it a classy movie. Make a classy movie for cheap. But so I had the model with that from working on Thunder Road, and so in a practical sense, it felt like we can pull it off.
Okay, and walk me through your writing process. How long did it take you to write? Are you a guy who likes to outline things? You just jump into scenes? Tell me about that.
I kind of like the straight ahead approach. I sit and I dwell, and these ideas just sit and they marinate in my mind, sometimes for years, and then it just comes. I just want to like start my fingers going, and I need to like, for me, it's like I really need to like force myself to write. I need to like.
Yeah.
There were nights where I'd go to like a cafe and I would like buy a cookie. This is not a joke. And I would put the cookie next to my computer and I'd be like, I can have that cookie if I write a scene right now. Like that's how much I need to like convince myself to like sit your ass down and focus and do this. And it was like I was dealing with a 2-year-old, which is what it got the job done, and I think I started that, I want to say late 2017, because we had made Krista. I felt really good about what we had found in the making of that short film as far as cinema language and what we were doing with just like telling Krista's story. I was really excited by that. And I thought, well, let's start to explore that. So I got back from Austin. We shot Thunder Road in November 2017. So I would say probably December 2018, I started writing it. And then we found out the film got into South by Southwest, the short film. And I thought, I'm going to have a draft of this done by the festival in March. So the first draft of it basically took whatever that is, about 3 months. So of occasional cookie eating and late night. Yes.
That's pretty funny. So this movie was, like, you could tell right away, this was obviously shot before coronavirus.
Obviously.
Yeah.
In fact, years before coronavirus.
Yeah. But so, here we are. It's COVID-19. We're in the thick of it.
Mm-hmm.
And what have you guys been up to just for fun during the pandemic?
Just for fun.
Yeah.
Shirley's got a cool answer.
I bet she does.
Yes. I've been taking Chinese martial arts classes since December, and here is my proof.
Oh my God.
Lord. Yes. That's what I've been up to. So don't mess with me.
There you go.
Wow. That's amazing. Can you tell what's the martial art?
It's called wushu. That's just the general term for Chinese martial arts. I'm now an orange belt, which I've heard is very rare for 3 months. It's a year of martial arts, so I'm pretty proud of myself. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's impressive. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Shirley wins the answer, but
like, no one beats that.
Is watching, finally taking the chance to watch all of Mad Men and West Wing back to back over 2 months. That's cool as learning a martial art.
It's a little less cool, but it's an accomplishment. Yeah.
It was hard work. But like doing little road trips, like that, doing road trips and some camping trips that like, and escaping to the Angeles National Forest every week. And that was kind of the blessing of being like, we're in LA, and it's like the excuse to explore the surrounding sort of natural parks and areas was really one of the biggest gifts of COVID for me. Yeah,
that sounds amazing. I wouldn't say that's like way worse than. I mean, learning a martial arts is cooler. But
yeah, exactly. It's not as cool, but it's good living.
Not just below that. How about you, Jose? You busted any cool moves?
Oh yeah.
Jumping on beds.
Oh my God.
That's Jose move.
Okay.
Well,
People can't see this because it's the radio, but he just did a backflip on his bed. That's impressive.
You've been learning how to clown too. You're a clown now.
Yeah.
I've been doing some clowning. I've been practicing some makeup too. Clown makeup is actually really
cool.
complex.
Cool. That's great.
Mirror. Yeah.
And me, I've been doing some animation. I think that's something that I developed sort of in tandem with live action filmmaking over the years, and it was pretty amazing life raft of a skill set to have during the pandemic when people still needed projects to be done. And so I landed a couple like really wonderful animation gigs, and so I feel really good about that.
Yeah, I've seen some movies that are made like, they're set during COVID, and it's like, I talked to the filmmakers and I say, was it hard making this movie? And they're just like, yes, it was very hard.
I mean, we would have the same answer without COVID,
Yeah,
it's hard.
Exactly. It's hard anytime.
And then you throw that in, you throw that sort of like because it's such a beehive, right? When you're on set, there's always art department's moving in and hair and makeup kind of flies in like just in time for the assistant camera to move and change the lens. And it's this kind of like, it's like walking through like New York City, you know what I mean? It's like this kind of like people buzzing all around. And so to do that and try and maintain distance, and everyone's got face shields and everyone's always sweating no matter how cold it is. You have so much to do that you're sweating. So it's like, I imagine it complicates the process a whole lot. So
yes, that's what I've gathered. Guys, thanks for your time. It was lots of fun. What do you all have planned for the rest of the year before I let you go?
I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna get out as things open up. I want to get out to some places I haven't seen before. Maybe find someone in Canada and get married so I can live in Canada for whenever the next terrible international thing happens.
Okay.
I'll just be in Canada. That sounds great.
Well, good luck with that.
And like for acting, the acting life is always kind of rooting around for the next thing, the next project, auditioning here and there, doing that kind of stuff, looking forward to traveling. But for me, it's been watching the unfolding of a feature that I acted in January that was like 5-person company, 4 actors, 1 filmmaker. We went to New Mexico and shot a movie in a trailer in the desert, and that was our like 3 weeks of January. So like watching that kind of unfold, and which the director Pete O's, who was the editor on Beast, is streaming on Twitch his whole editing process, which is like a super cool little project in and of itself. So kind of watching that unfold and promoting that as well as Beast, and kind of getting back into the grind in a way.
Yeah, I think for me, I'll be working on a short film at the end of this month with Johnson Chang, who knows the Vanishing Angle crew through the short to feature lab.
Excellent
actually.
filmmaker, yeah.
Yes, he's wonderful. So I'm excited to be on set and to work on that. But ultimately, just finishing junior year of college, hopefully getting my green belt in martial arts. And finishing the year that way, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I got some homework too. I got some homework to do and play guitar.
Nice.
Yeah, are you turning out some new music and stuff too, Jose?
Yeah, I'm working on recording music. I got a buddy over in Redwood City. She has like a studio, and like I just been over there, putting down tracks.
Nice.
Yeah.
I dig it very much, guys. You're beautiful people, and I appreciate the time.
Thank you, Michael. All right, see you later.